Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Karen Marie and this is my channel Made by Karen Marie. It is Sunday now and I am back from the Stitch Festival and I'm obviously going to share my experiences with you, but I am going to do this in a two-parter because otherwise, we'll be here until Tuesday. So I am going to now make this part one where I share like what I got up to and some footage from the actual festival and all of that. And then in part two, I'll do a separate haul video. So I hope that makes sense and that you are excited to see what I got to. I am now going to pass you over to my former self that started this video on Thursday. So I'll be back soon. I thought that I would do a sort of the Stitch Festival kind of vlog today, and I thought I would start right at the beginning. And I am now sat in my hotel room here at Oslo Airport. I decided to treat myself to an overnight stay here tonight because my flight leaves at dawn tomorrow and I just could not face getting up at like 3 a.m. to drive to the airport. So I am now very comfortably settled in my hotel room and I thought I could sort of introduce this vlog and give you a little room tour of my first little hotel. So this is me here at the entrance. That's the bathroom in there. As you can see, it's a pretty big room and it has this cute little sofa over there. And she asked me down when I was checking in, do you mind if there are two single beds? And I said, I'm only going to sleep in one either way, so it's fine. And yeah, she gave me a superior room, so that was really nice. And I'm going to go very early to bed since I have to get up at the crack of dawn anyway. And I'm going to just, have a little cup of tea. I think that's the window out there, but you can't see it because of the reflection. But yeah, I'm going to have a cup of tea and I am going to maybe watch a little telly while I sort of settle down into my room, and then hopefully I'll get some sleep to get really, fit for fight tomorrow. So I think I'm just going to leave it off there for tonight and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Hello everyone. You are looking at one very tired, sweaty, frizzy haired woman, but also a very happy one. I have just checked into my hotel here in London after a very long, very busy day. And yeah, I am quite tired, but it has also been such a wonderful day. And it strikes me again and again how like lovely and generous and welcoming the sewing community is. And I feel truly grateful to be a part of it. And I'm not going to make a long like song and dance of it here and now, because, you know, I have other things to do, and I am quite conscious that I need to do something with this and change my shirt and that kind of thing. But it's just, I have met so many lovely people, not just today, but also yesterday. So I was just thinking that, is there a vibe going on this weekend? But then today I like met some really lovely people who I had some questions about my Oyster card and all of that. They were so lovely and took their time answering my questions. And then obviously today at the Stitch Festival, people came up and you know, were very lovely about my channel. I met so many people whom I, you know, look up to and adore, and people who had watched my channel and all of that kind of thing, and I have chatted so much today, and I am a chatty person, but today it's just been on speed. I mean, it's just been, my head is full. And I bought some really lovely things, but I feel like I haven't even like started looking at the fabrics because it's so overwhelming, and I go as much for the social bit as for the actual things to buy. But I've met so many lovely people, and then I was checking into my hotel here in London, and the woman in the, you know, reception, like, oh my goodness, I love your shirt, where did you buy that? And then, you know, I said I had made it, and she, like, really complimentary and wanting to see my YouTube channel and all of that, like. And that's so, I mean, that means a lot to me, especially in this day and age when, you know, all we get are bad news, it feels like. So I don't know, but people have been really, really nice to me. And the taxi drive this morning was so lovely. And yeah, I mean, it's been a really good couple of days. And even though I am mentally and physically exhausted already, I just wanted to sort of acknowledge that, and that it makes me so happy when people are, you know, kind and generous. And yeah, that was my little reflection for today. I feel like that should be a part of the gratitude journal or whatever. I don't do one of those, I probably should, but yeah, I've met so many lovely people, and I've had a spectacular day. I am now going to have little cleanup, and you know, because it was really hot in there, and it's not just because, you know, I'm a certain age, but yeah, a lot of people were saying it's really warm in there. So yeah, I'm going to clean up a little bit, change my shirt, and call, you know, my family and all of that. And then I'm actually going to head down to Covent Garden. Not looking forward to the walk right now because I'm already quite tired. But I really want to visit a store there, and today is my best bet. So I'm going to, you know, take a deep breath, and I'm going to head down there so that I can get a really fancy, way too expensive notebook that I really want. So yeah, I'm going to try to find that place. So I will definitely be back tomorrow, and then obviously when I get back, and I'll show you everything I got and all of that. But I'll say goodnight for now, and then yeah, I'll see you. Bye. And we're back to Sunday. I am in my sewing space right now, and I really wanted to film a sort of round off of the video, a sort of summary of what I got up to. I didn't have time yesterday to film a proper round off from London, and I was just too busy having fun, chatting to people and shopping and all of that. And I really didn't have like a break where I could film either. It was just packed, and then I headed straight off to the airport, and I didn't arrive back home until 1 a.m. this morning. So yeah, I'm feeling quite tired today, it must be said. So as you know, I headed off to Oslo airport on Thursday evening, and I didn't sleep very well. I never do when I know that I have an early start. I don't know if that's just me or not, but yeah, I had to be at the air terminal at no later than 5:30. So yeah, I didn't sleep very well, but I already knew that kind of. So and then everything went smoothly, but things just take time. So, even though London is just a 2-hour flight away, and less than that actually too, from Oslo, you never think about, having to be at the airport an hour and a half or 2 hours even beforehand, and then all the waiting for the luggage, and then, all the transport into London and all of that. So yeah, I mean, it takes some time. But yeah, I arrived at the hotel in London and dropped my bags off because my room wasn't ready at that point. I didn't expect that either, so it was fine. And yeah, I left my luggage and then went up to the Stitch Festival by the directions from my lovely taxi driver, who, by the way, had the most amazing Cockney accent I've ever heard. It was like Michael Caine stuff. It was perfect. And he was so happy when I complimented him on that too. But yeah, so he showed me a way to walk up to the Stitch Festival that I would not have found on my own. But it was next to the canal and everything. It was lovely. So thank you, unknown taxi driver, for that tip. And yeah, I was at the festival at about 11. And it was packed by then. It was really busy. And yeah, I was a little bit overwhelmed, as I think I was last year too, but in a good way, not like the anxious way, but in a good way. But still, there was so much to take in. But I actually didn't shop like that much. I bought things. I did buy things, but I had too good of a time just meeting up with people I consider friends now. And yeah, people I look up to and really, adore. So it was a fantastic time, and I got to meet some people whose channels I have watched for years, and never had the opportunity to meet in person, and had a glass of prosecco and just chatted to people for ages. And that really is the reason why the Stitch Festival is such a great place to be. Not just for the fabrics and all of that, but just to hang out with people, and I had such a good time. But I went down to Covent Garden, and that was a bit stressful. It was rush hour, it was Friday, it was a bit intense to be surrounded like, chock-a-block in the elevator and all of that. But yeah, I got there, I found the London Graphic Centre, which was my destination. At least I got to spend a lot of money, and I bought a traveler's notebook, which I'm really excited about. I hadn't heard about this but until this year, but apparently it's sort of a phenomena. But I want to journal more, and I wanted to treat myself to a really nice system, and I think it's going to work. But if it does, then I'm happy that I spent that money. I returned then to Islington, and then I met up with quite a lot of vloggers and Instagrammers at the Pizza Express, and yeah, we had some pizza and a good chat, and then I headed off to my hotel and just collapsed on the bed after a warm shower. I was feeling my arthritis a little bit, I must admit. So I enjoyed a good long shower and then went straight to bed. And then I woke up at like 4 a.m, convinced it was 7, you know, and then couldn't fall back to sleep again. So I woke up way too early. But I had coffee with Judy from Running So and So at this gorgeous little coffee shop in Islington High Street, and then we headed into the festival again. Judy was working for the Baby Lock stand, so she was up there and sewing up some things, and I had a good mooch around at all the fabric stores that I had sort of just had a glance at the day before, and I really tried to like get stuck in there. I mean, some stalls are very well organized. They bring their own like shelving and all of that. That makes it so simple. So an example of that is Sister Mintaka, and she has, I think she has like curated more what she brings. So all of her fabrics are on bolts and sort of sorted in shelves, which makes it really easy to see what she has there. Same with like Bonella fabrics and all of that, whilst others bring a lot more. And I felt like I could actually see this year what Rainbow Fabrics had brought like on rolls, but they also have like a separate stall with remnants and all of that, where it's like £5 a meter and that kind of thing. That was bedlam. Didn't even get to the fabrics there. It was just too cramped and too busy. And then they had sort of a remnants or offcuts table next to the rolls too, and I didn't even try to go through that, because no matter how hard they work, and they really work hard in trying to keep that from like getting everywhere, it's difficult. So yeah, it's a bit messy, but you could see, I could see that like all the rolls were nicely organized. So the fabric on the rolls I could see and touch and, you know, get to. And then there are other stalls, like I think it's called Fabrics by David Wells, is it? I think so. They have all their rolls kind of around the cellar. But if something is underneath, you either have to sort of really pull or dig to get to it. And that's, I mean, that wouldn't be a problem if you were there alone, but you're definitely not there alone. So it can sometimes be a little bit difficult, I think, to kind of get to the stuff underneath in such a busy store. And it's the same with things like Roy's Material World, have the same kind of issue. Higgs and Higgs were a little better organized, I think. They had some shelving around, so that sort of helped them distribute the fabric bolts and rolls a little bit more. So it's not like a big, huge pile of things. I hope I have some footage of that, and if I do, I'll insert it at some point, either in this video or the next, but I think you get my drift. So yeah, I did get to a few stalls that I hadn't really like gotten into the day before, and I bought some fabrics. So yeah, I did my best, and I found some treasures that I'm really looking forward to sharing with you. But then I met up again with some really lovely people, and we watched the catwalk together, which was lovely. And there were so many like gorgeous outfits on that catwalk. that, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to name them all even if I wanted to. So yeah, I mean, we had so much fun, and watching people really strut their stuff on the catwalk with their mermaids, and that was lovely. But the thing is that after that was done, I realized I only had like a little over an hour left before I had to haul back to the the hotel and get my things and the taxi to the station and all of that. So yeah, I actually feel, and this is sort of an advice, I guess, if you're thinking about going to the Stitch Festival and at a later time, I think that if I had been able to set aside both the time and not least the money to do it, I would ideally have loved to be there for 3 days. And I would have loved to be there on Thursday and have a good mooch around and buy most of the stuff maybe on Thursday when it's a little less chaotic. And then maybe skipping Friday morning, maybe hanging out with some people outside of the festival, and then going in for Friday afternoon, because after lunch on Friday it really calmed down. And then, you know, being able to do some, you know, shopping, and I would have loved to be a part of a workshop too, but I didn't want to set aside a specific time for it, if that makes sense, because I didn't know who I was going to bump into and when and all of that. But I would have loved some of the workshops that was on offer. And then I would have loved then to spend like Saturday morning or afternoon there too, and just, you know, doing the catwalk thing and or not doing it, but watching it, you know what I mean, before calling it quits. So what I'm trying to say in a very long-winded way is that I think like smaller chunks over several days would have made it possible to enjoy it even more, and to maybe make even more you know, better decisions on what to buy and all of that, because it's a little bit, you know, you get a little overwhelmed when you get in there. And then at peak times, it's really difficult to actually get into the stalls. And I felt like, I don't know how many times I said, sorry, excuse me, 2 days, but I like hundreds of times before, because I felt like I was either in the way or trying to get somewhere or stepping on people. So yeah, it's stuff like that. I think that now that I've done it twice, that I think if I were to do it again and I could afford it, I think I would do it over 3 days if I could, because I would just love to hang out with people and not feel stressed about purchasing and just enjoying being there. But I am now going to sew up the rest of this costume and get ready for my concert tonight. But I hope you enjoyed part 1 of my Stitch Festival vlog, and I am very curious to hear now what you think of the Stitch Festival. Have you ever been? Would you like to go someday? Do you have advice for other people who are wanting to go? Just pop them into the comments, and I will film part 2 very, very soon, because I want to show you all the lovely things I got at the festival, and I really want to start sewing up the fabrics. So I'm going to hurry up and film that for you, and hopefully be able to release that sometime this week. So that's it for me this week, and I hope you enjoyed coming along with me to the Stitch Festival, and I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye bye.